Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the weekly energy forecast. We are June 30th already, so the very last day of the month of June. So we will be talking about the first week of July. Happy month of July to everybody. Sophie, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
A little bit under the weather, but I think July will probably change the energy around. So I'm very excited about this show and to see what the cards have to say about this week.
Absolutely.
Let's start there, shall we?
Okay, let's see what are the cards for this week's energy for people watching live and on replay. Okay, we start with a bang. The false person card. It says manipulation, disguise, warning. We have meeting, first impression, spark, and excitement. And we have great fortune, which is windfall, winning streak, gold mine. Interesting mix so far.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Well, we can see that the mask is cracking. So hopefully with the second row, we're going to see that it's a question of lies going away. It's a question of the false going away to make space for new things that are beautiful in our lives. So maybe it's going, Ace of Pentacles in the deck as I'm saying this. So a brand new beginning. Let's see what we have with the second row before I go too far into my hopes and dreams for this week's.
Whoa, this is so crazy on point with the astrology. I can't wait to dive in.
Okay. So we have King of Cups underneath false person. And we know that from all of the kings, this is the only one I can have, in my view, at least, a bit of a darker side, a bit of a manipulation with emotions, hiding a little bit. So when we have manipulation, disguise, warning, false person in the King of Cups, if one king has to be negative, I would say the King of Cups would be a little bit more on this side. Let's see. Meeting is the Fool, fresh new start. And great fortune is the High Priestess. Okay. Magician underneath the deck. And Justice. I don't know why, but this is beautiful. 10 of Cups. Okay. This is a week where we see through a lot of mask. We see through a lot of falsehood from many situations. We are able to discern the truth from the wrong, the right from the wrong, the truth from the false. We are able to discern what we truly want. We're able to discern between what we thought was going to be. Maybe some people are invested in the potential of a situation and not in the reality of it. So very Neptune energy meeting Saturn, maybe.
Yeah, you're on point, ma chère.
Okay. It sounds like we're getting rid of illusions, major illusions, but it's not just illusions. I feel like this is also, we are in this year that all year we have been seeing this pattern of karma going away, of like karmic situation going away, of like what is no longer aligned, not just in this moment, but in your lives, like your level of evolution is left behind. What you no longer align with is left behind. And it's not on a small scale, it's a major scale. You're going to change. If you're doing the work at this time, you're going to meet the right people in your life. It's very romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a mentor, it can be a pet, it could be a friend, it could be a relative. It could also be a romantic person, but it's just you're meeting the people who are truly aligned with your new frequency. If you're not doing the work, if you are going backwards, it can be negative people. But you're watching this channel, so I know that you are doing some work on your spirituality. So I know that the people you're going to meet are going to be more elevated in terms of frequency. Then we have the Great Fortune with High Priestess. This week, if you are working on your gifts, your intuition, if you're working on your creativity, also your connection with source, with people here or that are on the other side, you're going to see major results. So take lead in your skills this week. We have the Magician, the Justice, and the Ten of Cups. The universe is giving you the rewards of your hard work. And I feel like this is the second part of 2025. This is the reaping the rewards of your hard work. This is how I feel it. So continuing to reap the rewards and continuing to remove, I would say, toxic patterns to welcome new ones that are completely without bad lessons. Maybe it's lessons of learn how to receive love, learn how to receive abundance, but it's not going to be lessons such as, well, any negative ones. I'm not going to name them. We don't want them. Ten of Cups, basically you're working towards your happiness and your best lives. So if you're doing the work, pay attention to people leaving your life, people entering your life, opportunities coming in. You're going to see there's a lot that is going to change this week. This is what I have.
I'm writing notes because, wow, you dropped so much truth in that, truth bombs in that segment. Wow. Okay, where do we start? Okay, first, wow, you're so on point. This is crazy. First of all, this week, the most important event that we have in the astrology is Neptune going retrograde. Neptune, the planet of illusions, of deceptions, of soulmates, is going retrograde for the next 5 months. So this happens on Friday, July 4th. And what really calls my attention is the degree that Neptune is going retrograde at. So it's very close to Saturn now. So we're rethinking boundaries. Also, it's highly karmic. Neptune and Saturn together. It's like there a change in the karma, in the direction of where we're going as far as reaping the results of our past karma. So, okay, Neptune is going retrograde at 2 degrees Aries. What happened at 2 degrees Aries, if you guys remember? On March 22nd of this year, we had the Venus star point. So meaning Venus conjuncting with the sun, which is like a huge event. So it happened at the end of March of this year at 2 degrees of Aries. So that was like a very important point in the chart for everybody. And now Neptune on this point is going backwards. So highlighting a lot of, let's say, possibility of lies, deceptions, of secrets that were buried. So think back what was happening for you at the end of March. And it has to do with Venus. So maybe money, self-worth, beauty, your sense of identity, your sense of self, your relationship with your mother, your other women in your life. So most likely there's something that happened or that was triggered. For me personally, it's when I started therapy. So I started to do, let's say, inner child work about self-worth, about all of that stuff, about being a woman. So, and now like Neptune going retrograde at that point is going to unveil so many truth bombs like you just did. So it's helping us to see clearly, to dissolve illusions, and maybe also to remove some toxic behaviors. And I believe you said that before too. So Neptune is all about addictions. It's all about codependency, escapism, over consumerism. So anything that we do in order to not feel embodied, to feel like we can escape the reality, we can fill the void, play video games, escape reality, drugs, all that stuff. So it's like, wait a second, maybe it's going to make us more aware of our patterns of escapism, of trying to escape the reality. And since it has to do with Venus, it has to do with relationships, love, the Venus star point also, I forgot to mention. So with Neptune there, it's like, I feel like it's a big wake-up call of choosing authenticity over attachment. But as, let's say, when we're children, we're wired to give more strength to attachment because it's like a very core needs of ourselves to attach to our parents because we're dependent on them. So sometimes we divert a little bit from our sense of true authenticity in order to build that attachment. And sometimes when we grow up, we tend to have those same patterns. So now, like, this Neptune retrograde is like a big let's say transit for us to be more mindful of where we trade authenticity for attachment in our relationships. And those relationships, I believe, will be very evident in our life where we are not true to ourselves to keep certain relationships in our lives. So what else did I want to say? Also, so Neptune will go retrograde starting at this point and for the next 5 months until December of this year. And it will a little bit dip back into the sign of Pisces at the end of the year. So again, talking about soul contracts, karma, karmic partners. So we're going to have like a part 2 of what was being lived at the beginning of the year. I love your face. But on the brighter side of things, Neptune is about healing. Neptune is about opening up to love, opening up to unconditional love, which is the highest frequency of Neptune. Also reviewing boundaries, because let's not forget that Saturn will be moving also backwards with Neptune. Saturn in the beginning, so in a couple of weeks, will also move retrograde. So, oh yeah, the 13th is here. So next week, in about like 2 weeks, we'll also move retrograde again with Neptune. So Neptune wants to open up and like be carefree and have no boundaries, but Saturn is like, hey, no, let's do it correctly. Let's do it in a sustainable way. Let's be disciplined. Let's be consistent. So it's like putting some more healthy boundaries to Neptune. So I think this is a good thing that they're together. But together, they bring a lot of karmic soul contracts, a lot of stuff. So we're going to be reviewing boundaries, even past lives connection, past karma, closing out, having like the opportunities to close out past karmic loops, maybe where we lived in poverty mindsets, having limiting beliefs about money, about relationships. So let's not forget that it's all happening also at the same Venus star point. So Venus is also about money and relationships. So there's a lot of that stuff that can be healed if also we, like you said, do the work. But if we're conscious about it and we're being aware and we're putting our intention into healing that stuff. Also, Neptune is big about forgiveness. Ho'oponopono is a great practice that my Spanish teacher reminded me recently to do. So I think I will take this Neptune retrograde time to do a big Ho'oponopono practice. And so we're going to have to look at the past and also for this week, but also next week, because let's not forget the Saturn is going to go retrograde around the same place too. So it's a good time to look at the past where we had also poor boundaries, and it's time to correct that path. It's time to speak for yourself. It's happening at the very early degrees of Aries. So this sense of who I am, having healthy boundaries, having authenticity, being in integrity with yourself. And we can see also maybe some return of past karma. And I love the fact that you had also love cards, a lot of soulmates cards. Yeah, that's so interesting. And lastly, I want to end up talking briefly about an aspect that we're going to have for this week, which is the Venus-Uranus conjunction, which is special because it's going to happen at the very last degree of Taurus, so the 29th degree of Taurus. So it's the last time that they're going to be together, meeting together, and it's going to make a sextile, so a positive aspect to Saturn and Neptune. So there's a lot about karma, about connections, about meeting soulmates. So a lot of people can meet very unexpectedly soulmates. So not just love, but it can also be friendship, because Uranus is there. Uranus is the planet of soul tribe, of friendship, of meeting people online, of going to events and meeting new people that you didn't know. So that can be the case. And I feel like it's going to be, especially at the end of the week, where we're going to have the sextile. I feel like new projects, creations have the blessings of Neptune. It gives us a lot of inspiration. And then we have also the blessings of Saturn, which gives strong foundation to whatever we're creating, structure. And it's really good for anything that's online. So if you are creating something online, that's a really good time to do so. Also, friendships with women are very positive, and healing also, especially with women. So if you're, let's say, going to do like a shamanic experience with a shaman woman, like just for example, or a treatment, a Reiki treatment by a woman, this is a really, really powerful time to do so. So I feel like your cards are, again, very, very, very on point. Anything you'd like to add to what we said?
Just remember that whatever is meant for you is going to be there for you. As much as you would like to sometimes keep something in your life that is not aligned for you, you need to remember that movement forwards is the way to go, and what is aligned for you will be better than what you're trying to hold on to if it's not meant to stay.
I love that. This is such like a good way to end the show. And before we end, though, I have an announcement. We have an announcement, Sophie.
Yeah, you do.
Which is we're launching our summer programming. So we're going to have 3 courses on the Academy this summer. So we're starting with a bang in July. So registration is going to start in July for this one. We're going to launch Practicing Tarot with Sophie and I. It's going to be 5 live classes. It's the first time we're offering a course together. So we're very excited about this one. And can you let us know a little bit of what we're going to be doing in that course, Sophie?
Yes, so we're going to learn, amongst other things, the zodiac spread. And I think that this is the most important spread of all. I think that's the most in-depth. That is, for me, if you know how to do the zodiac spread, you can work in tarot, you can do your own tarot. That's the only spread that I want to do for myself.
Yeah.
And that's the only spread that Julie asks me every year. And then I ask her every year.
In fact, I ask more than once a year, but
Yeah.
sometimes Sophie's too busy.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, the zodiac spread is going to be it's something that touch about astrology. So we're going to learn this part with Julie. It's going to give you tons of information on how to read your cards even better, how to go more in depth in your readings. I'm going to tell you also how I do it in sessions. And I feel we're going to have so much fun to practice together. This is a very beautiful spread.
Yeah, and you're right. Like this is probably the one that we both use the most because it covers every single aspect of your life. You can do it for yourself, you can do it for other people. And I feel like it gives you like a very global perspective of what's coming up in the next months in your life or in your other people's life if you're pulling the cards for other people. And also, like, I feel a lot of courses out there focus a lot of about theory of the cards, but like the fun begins in tarot when you learn how to practice. And we're going to practice with other people. We're also going to have at least 3 winners who embark on the course with us. And we're going to do like a full reading using the zodiac spread. Sophie and I are going to give that. So it's going to be a very fun and interactive experience to learn how to practice and really get your intuition going into reading the cards and giving out really good readings for yourself or other people. So we're super excited about this one. It's going to start, registration is going to start in July. So stay tuned for that. We're going to announce that in the upcoming weeks. And then in August, I'm going to launch a astrology workshop, a quick one, which is going to be about your life mission and the nodes in your chart. So this is a very highly requested one. And especially if you feel a bit stuck in your life and you're looking a little bit about like what's the next chapter of your life mission, we're going to look at that in depth, and it's going to start in August. And then in September, Sophie's going to offer another workshop, which is going to be all about cord cutting, purification, and protection. And yeah, it's going to start in September. Another highly requested workshop because Sophie's very has a lot of expertise in this area, in this field about cord cutting, about purification, protection. And of course you need to because you see so many people on a daily basis. And yeah. So this is what we're going to launch. We're super excited about the summer. So as you see, there's going to be lots going on in the Academy. We're going to keep you updated with the launches. And lastly, if you'd like to book with our amazing Oracle, there are spots, I believe, in the coming weeks. Sophie, is that true?
Absolutely. So I keep updating my schedule. So if there is no space, just go back to the next day or the day after. Sometimes I just add some days as I go along with my vacations.
Awesome. And of course, the link will be down below, and you have the choice between the 30-minute pre-recorded tarot reading. If you'd like to receive a private video link with Sophie answering your questions. And when you book, you'll see there's a box where you can enter all of your questions for Sophie. Or if you prefer a live consultation on Zoom, you can also choose the 1-hour tarot reading or the 1-hour past lives reading. And for all those 3 consultations, you can use the discount code Jupiter to get 10% off your next reading. All the links will be in the description box below. All right, so I believe we're ready to have a wonderful week. Thank you, Sophie, and thank you for everybody watching. Let us know what you think, how you feel, if you feel like the information resonates, and if you do make sure you hit the like button. It really helps us into creating those shows, and we wish you the most beautiful week, full of revelations and full of magic. Have a